Hello, it's Bernadette. All right, so quick update, mainly because I'm in pain and I don't feel very good, but trying to be as real and authentic on this journey as I possibly can. Um, so my port was installed today um, through my neck, and you can actually see it right there, and then drops into my chest, which is here, and it's all under the skin. They had to do stitches because I'm so skinny. There's not enough fat, and the glue wasn't holding, so they said they had to do stitches. But I don't know if it's the way they taped it up here. It hurts. Um, and my friend said hers took a few days to feel better too. So I'm dealing with it. I have an oncology appointment tomorrow, and I have chemo on Wednesday. But this is the part that sucks. I was terrified going in just because they went through all of the potential side effects and risks and whatnot, and they have to do that, and then you have to sign. And there was a lot of scary stuff. And then they had me on the table in the surgery suite for like 15 minutes under a tent that covered my face, and had me with my head turned that direction. Like, that doesn't hurt. And that's how they taped it. So literally you can see the Cath line like going over the top of my collarbone and into my chest. And it is so painful. Hopefully the swelling goes down tomorrow. I've upped my pain meds. I'm taking them every 4 hours right now and just trying to rest. I have to sit my bed, the medical bed, all the way up to be able to even get out of it, because it hurts to do anything strenuous. So, like I said, just this is the real part, right? These are the things about cancer and chemo that suck. My hope is that there's no blood clots, same risks as the PICC line, a few more, just because it is embedded in your skin. But is what it is. Thanks, Sally. I feel really weird tonight. I'm checking. I've got to take my temperature because I got to make sure I don't get a fever and all of that. The tape comes off. This one comes off tomorrow. This one they'll take off on Wednesday in the infusion lab when my chemo starts. My doctor will take this one off tomorrow and then check everything and make sure we're good. But yeah, having a port put in, it hurts. And a lot of it is, I think, more painful because I have no body fat. The doctor was like, you have no body fat whatsoever right now. And like, I took a shower this morning and did the 360 in the mirror. And while I still have, the mass in the front, not nearly as big as it was when this started, my bones are just like my ribs all in the back. You can see them. And I didn't weigh myself for a couple days, but weighed myself this morning and I'm down to 103. And the last time I weighed myself was a few days ago. I was 105. So that's a little frustrating too. The closer I get to 100 pounds, the more uncomfortable I get. Waiting for memory foam mattress topper to get here. I ordered on Amazon. It said potentially Thursday or Friday. But the skinnier I get, the more it hurts. And now with the port, I have to sleep on my back. I was trying to take some pressure off my back hip bones and my butt bone, and slept with pillows sort of propping me up on my side the last couple nights, which felt better. But now I'm back on my back. So it is what it is. Yeah. So I just thought I'd share this with you. Like, not fun. I mean, you can literally see that catheter line. And I mean, he said it's going into a vein like that big versus the vein that was that big that caused the clot. And he said a lot of times when they put the PICC line one in, it kind of fills your vein, which is why it gets clots. This one's going through a large vein through the neck. And my prayer is that there's just no more problems. Like, that was scary. It was a scary procedure all the way around. Like, they don't put you all the way to sleep. They sedate you enough that you're conscious, but you don't remember anything. She said the lady that was doing the anesthesiology stuff, the nurse, said at the end that every time she checked on me, I would open my eyes. I don't remember any of that. I just remember the first 15, 20 minutes of being on the table as they're prepping me for the procedure and hearing all the nurses around me and watching all the equipment get moved around while I have this tent covering my face and stuck to my neck. It was a little unnerving. But I did go out before the doctor stepped in, so I don't remember much of it. I did wake up in the last 5 minutes and asked, like, is it done? And he said, yeah, we're done. We're sewing you up. So, and he had told me, he said, because you don't have the fat, the glue may not work. So we'll probably have to stitch it. So I have to follow up with him in a couple of weeks and he'll pull the stitches out. Actually, next week, I have to follow up with him. So lots of fun stuff today. I was hoping to push chemo. Still going to check with my doctor tomorrow. But Dr. Sanga, the guy who put the port in, said it should be fine with the chemo on Wednesday. So I'm supposedly on schedule. But yeah. So I'm going to go lay down. I mean, it sucks because it literally hurts to swallow right now. It hurts to eat. Just because anything going on in my neck right now is putting pressure on it. It was fine till the numbing stuff wore off. And God, I wish there was a way to just numb the area because it's so uncomfortable. My friend that had a port put in, she said it took her like a week to heal, but she didn't have chemo right away afterwards. She had it put in, I think, a week or two before the chemo. So, it's okay, Heather. It's part of the journey, right? It's all part of the journey. So, but this is that part, I would be lying if I said I wasn't scared. I was scared today. And, you wonder when you're going through any kind of procedure, especially with my low weight, if I'm going to be okay. I mean, it's hot here. And I literally showed up at the hospital with a jacket on and a hood, my beanie cap, and I had to put my hood on to cover my neck. So I had to have labs right before that. So we were at the hospital at 8, and then they came and got me at like 9:15 for the other procedure, the port, and then we left there at 11:30. But I was freezing. They gave me like 4 warm blankets stacked on top of each other going into the surgery suite because I was so cold. So shaving my head has affected things a little bit, but just being super skinny right now has affected things in a crazy way. So I'll let you guys know how things go with chemo. I think my dad's going to take me Wednesday and just drop me off because I'm going to be there for several hours. And there's no point in him just sitting there in the infusion lab. It gets boring. And I'll probably just try to sleep. I'm going to probably I'm back on the Dilaudid, the hydromorphine. And I'm probably going to go back on the methadone tonight because the pain's pretty intense. Thanks. I just hope that, like my doctor said, this round of chemo's easier. It's hard. It's hard to lose as much weight as I'm losing. And yeah, finally my pain meds are kicking in right now. So I'm feeling a little woozy. So gonna go lay down. Thought I'd share this part with you because it is so pronounced right now. Like you can full on see that's the catheter. And they stuck it in this vein up here, and then it drops in to my chest right there. So I know I got to take what I need for the pain, but like the hydromorphine, you can only take every 4 hours. The methadone is it's every 12 hours, and I haven't taken any in over a week. But my stomach's been really screwy the last couple of days. So I didn't take any pain meds earlier today because I was on a fasting before going in for the procedure. And because they were putting me to sleep or doing anesthesia, I didn't necessarily think I was supposed to take them. So had to wait till I got home, which was fine because it was still numb, but it is not numb anymore. And oh my God, it hurts. Like it hurts that just simply moving my head right now hurts. So going back to bed, but I'll probably come back on sometime after Wednesday when I get my next chemo treatment. Um, Tomorrow's a busy day. We have a client in the morning. I have the oncologist at 1:30, and then I have an appointment with an attorney over the phone at 3. So tomorrow's a full day. And just going to get through it. Yeah, I wish I could send you tinctures. I have THC tinctures and I have gummies. But my blood pressure's so low, it slows my blood pressure way down to almost dangerous levels. So I'm not doing any of the THC right now, like at all. And it scares me because it slows my breathing down a lot too. I mean, I appreciate it. I actually have been using some THC pain relief stuff for my back, and some of the places where I'm getting pain from bed sores and stuff like that. This morning sucked because sitting in the lab waiting, like my right leg, the bones were hurting, my back was hurting. When I don't eat, my stomach hurts so much more. But when you're having to do a fasting thing for a procedure, there's just no point. So I was bent over. My dad's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, I just wish we could get to the other procedure because I knew they were going to give me drugs, which they gave me fentanyl into the drip. They put it through the IV. And that's what put me asleep for the majority of the procedure, which I would not have wanted to be awake for. It was hard just being in that surgery suite and going through all of that, but I'm okay. I'm exhausted. The last few days have been really tired, but I was able to go run some errands yesterday. All the bills for the month I've taken care of except for my car payment. Like I'm fairly on top of everything right now. There's some things I'll have to follow up on, but I'm giving myself till the 3rd week of June, which is a week and a half, 2 weeks after chemo, to handle business stuff like bills and all that jazz. Cause use the topical too. Yeah. Yeah. Until this thing like this heals, I'm just holding off on anything other than just the pain meds. And I'll take as many as I possibly can. I'm going to have to build the methadone back into my system. And I'm probably going to need it during chemo just because a lot of stuff happens with that chemo when it comes through the body. So tonight, I'll go back on the methadone. I have to start taking blood thinners again tomorrow. For the next couple of months, they want me on blood thinners. So whatever, that's adding to my medication list. But better safe than sorry, I guess. He's like, "Why'd you stop so early?" And I'm like, "Because I was told I was going to get the port in last Wednesday. And they told me to stop. So I stopped on Sunday." And they're like, "Nah, you got to go back on." So till they're sure that blood clot from the PICC line's gone. And it will help not allow blood clots to form with this one, which is my preference because I don't ever want to go through this again. Like, it's not fun. That stuff is scary, and you lay there and you're listening to everything. And you just hope that you're going to wake back up. But yeah, scary, especially because it was a new procedure I've never, ever had. But anywho, so thanks for your support. The fundraiser link is in the description. I'm not going to update that one right now with the video, but I appreciate all of the shares. I've seen so many of you share the fundraiser, and while it's slow going right now, it's still going, and I am really appreciative of it. So I want you guys to know that. Thank you so much for all of the love, all of the messages, all of the donations, all of it. It's helping me get through this stuff like you wouldn't believe. And knowing that so many people are pulling for me is giving me strength on the days where I feel like I can't. I don't know if you guys can see that little gray basket behind me is my med basket. Um, and it's, I have about six more drugs I have to add to the basket because the 5 days of chemo. So starting Wednesday, I have to take prednisone, steroids, and a bunch of other medications to combat the swelling and edema from the steroids, and then an antimicrobial. Like there's a bunch of things that get added on during the week of chemo. So me and Brindy have to figure out my med list too. Hi, Andy. Yeah, by tomorrow so that I get it all like back in play, because we changed it so I wasn't getting confused about what I was supposed to be taking. But there's like 3 times a day versus twice a day I have to take pills, and it's just, it gets very confusing when you have as many pills as I have to take, and I'm not a pill person, so this has been a challenge too. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad I can share my journey. I hope it's helping. I mean, I really do. I hope being honest about all of this, for any of you that either have to go through it or are supporting someone going through it, I hope it helps. Like my biggest hope is that it really does help educate and prepare you for these things and inspire you, to do your own research and be on top of it for yourself. But it's not fun. This is the not fun part. I'm not someone who's fearful of things, but in the moment when you have to make decisions and go through these procedures, this stuff's scary, scary. So yeah, I got some of my pictures hung up in here a couple weeks ago, and then I didn't finish. So it'll have to wait until a couple weeks from now when I'm feeling better after chemo round 2. But we'll see how that goes. I'll share later, closer to the weekend, how I'm doing. So thanks again, you guys. I'll talk to you later.